Hey, what's going on? My name is Aaron, and I'm the creator of Poolside. In this video, I'm going to show you some behind the scenes clips, talk a little bit about the making of the movie, and know that you're here for Lana, so we're going to get into some of that. And with that, I should say that the reason why there's any interest in this project so many years later is because Lana is who she is, and because of everything that she's achieved. So thank you to her, and thank you to you. Matt and Charles were my two buddies from high school. Actually, Charles and I go way back. We went to preschool together. The three of us, we worked under a film and video teacher, Rocco Icavone. Great dude. He really encouraged our interest in filmmaking. We had worked on a bunch of projects together. These guys were down to work. And Charles and I, we made a deal. We would work on his project. We'd both act in it and do behind the scenes stuff too. And we do mine, same thing. And we ended up doing that. I had the idea for the movie when I was a junior in college in the spring of 2010. I made a treatment. It wasn't really a script. It was just the description of scenes, locations, the action, everything that was going on, but not a lot of dialogue. I had a friend, Benham Jones. We both worked at the radio station. Really cool dude, into music, into cinema. And we had been talking about making videos, so I brought him on. He wrote most of the dialogue. Aside from that, he's so integral to this project because he was the connection to Lizzie, Lana. They had been friends before I got to school. They were a couple years older than me, and he showed me this video of her singing at some club in the city. It was like this grainy video, but I was immediately struck by her performance, her talent, her charisma, and her look. And I was like, oh, I would love to get her in the movie. Could you make the connection? He did. I reached out for her. I don't think she had been doing very much acting at that point. So it was really cool when she said she was down. All right, rolling. You want to give it a shot? It's cool.
Sure, yeah.
It looks cool. On set, the crew was Matt and Charles and Benham. Matt and Benham also did a bunch of shooting when I'm on screen. They crushed it. They did such an awesome job. It was a tape. It's a digital tape, but with that, I think that we weren't doing any playback. I was so stressed. I was so stressed in the whole thing. Like, I was just thinking about money. I was thinking about locations. I was thinking about scheduling. There really is no budget. The budget is just coming out of my pocket. I'm a student. I was trying to direct and act and produce and line produce and production design and art and wardrobe and sound and cinematography and lighting. So it was a lot. I wish I was able to connect and talk to Lana more and get to know her a little bit. The time that we spent together, I was just totally focused on the movie. Rolling. Don't make faces at her, please, Charles. Sorry. Action.
Sorry.
I don't know why She came out for a weekend. We shot both days in the car on the way to the motel on the first day of working with her. It's my parents' car, 5 of us, 1997 Honda Accord. And we had one of those cassette audio converters. Lana's like, oh, can I plug in my iPod? I want to play you guys some stuff that I've been working on, some of my new music. And we're all like, oh yeah, hell yeah.
Well, just tell me when.
I wish I could remember what songs those were, but I don't. And I just remember thinking like, wow, the voice is awesome, the delivery is awesome, and the production was also really good. It was kind of stripped back. Her talent was shining front and center. The first scene was the motel.
I got a flight to catch.
She nailed it. It was really good. Then afterwards, we went to the boardwalk because it was right there. She wasn't in the scene, but she went to the boardwalk.
The underwater camera.
Now we've got Aaron, the director, in his natural environment.
Creating something new every day. Here goes hell.
This is gonna be interesting.
For the rest of the shoot, it was kind of just like here and there. You know, one scene, 2 weeks later, oh, everybody can get together this night. It was shot in the summer of 2010. I tried to work on the film in my fall semester, and it was just getting crazy. I was picking up new work at the time, and I was trying to finish school, so then I put it down for a while. A year later, I had graduated, I had moved to an apartment, I got a job, and I started cutting the film again on nights and weekends, and it went on for a really long time. It was slow. I wasn't that experienced in storytelling. Yeah, the first draft, I wasn't totally proud of it. Shot it, then a year of school, then a year of work and cutting, and then it came out 2 years after it was shot. I got so many comments on YouTube being like, oh, like, what was it like working with Lana? How was that? How did you get connected with her? Do you have any behind the scenes clips? So 2022, when I go back, I see there's all these awesome takes that I hadn't used. Knew I had to put a new thing together. By that time, I had been editing a lot. I had been working in post-production for like 10 years, pretty much the whole time since the original. I was able to now in Premiere denoise. The audio mix alone was worth going back and redoing the thing. I think the audio was kind of weak on the first cuts. It's funny because Lana was crushing it on the first takes. Most of what you see in the movie now is her first takes. Her instincts were awesome. I would just give, before the scene started, before we did the first take, a little description about what's going on, what kind of headspace the character is in, and she would crush it. And then, as a reflection of my inexperience as a director, I would give her some notes, and then the subsequent takes were just not quite as natural, I think we were kind of like both in our heads a little bit.
Okay. Should we do it again?
Yes.
Pick it from the beginning.
Okay.
Rolling.
Should I wait for the wind?
It's funny to compare that to Charles, who also crushed it, who carries the film. It's a non-traditional narrative in that the protagonist, yeah, he's going through some changes, but it's really JP who makes the big change and makes the big decision at the end of the film. Since I knew him better, and we had worked on a bunch of stuff together and just were much closer, I didn't really know Lizzie. I was able to push Charles a little bit more, do a lot more takes, take some more chances, try the scene different ways. And with him, sometimes it would be like a breakthrough on the 6th or 7th take. On the beach scene, I did way too many takes. I shot it from like 5 angles, and there's only the 2 angles, I think. And that was like Charles and I making some progress by just digging in and trying it a bunch of different ways. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your interest, the comments, the subscribes. You're awesome. And I'll see you on the next one.